Hey, what's up? We're talking about what functions are. A function's a relationship where each x value is only associated with only one y value. Each x value is associated with only one y value. To be associated with something means that it's connected with it. So our x values can only be connected to one y value, and we're going to look at what this means. But essentially, what we're doing is x values cannot repeat. That is our key for identifying whether a representation is a function or not. The x values cannot repeat, because if they repeat, that means there's more than one y value associated with it. Okay? We're going to look at ordered pairs, tables, mappings, and graphs. By the end of this lesson, you should know whether it's a function or not by looking at those. Okay, so we're going to start with ordered pairs. Remember, ordered pairs are written as xy. It's really important to know our order because that helps us out a lot. We just said that a function is where the x value has only one y value attached to it. So when we're looking at ordered pairs, we are focused on the x coordinate. I don't care what y is doing. It's all about what the x is doing. Okay, so we have -1, 0, 2, and 4. None of them repeats. We have no x repeats. That's why this set of ordered pairs, this set right here, is a function because none of my x values are repeating. All right, let's look at the next example. So again, this group right here, the brackets tell me this is a group of ordered pairs. So I look at my x values. I have 3, 2, 1, 0, no repeats. That's why that would be a function. Okay, each x value is associated with only one y value. All right, but let's look at not a function, right? So when we see not a function, let's look at this first set here. Again, you want to see just the x values. We don't care about the y. And if I look, I'm like, oh no, that -3 repeats. That makes it not a function because that -3 is connected to 0 and it's connected to 2. And that can't happen. X can only hang out with one y. It's not allowed to have multiple friends. Okay, let's look at the next group. Look at your x values. Any repeats makes it not a function. So 0 repeats. And the -2 repeats. As soon as you see any repeat, not a function. X can only hang out with one y. It doesn't get to have multiple friends. So each x is associated with more than one y. Okay, so that's with ordered pairs. Look at the x values. X cannot repeat. Let's see what that means with tables. Okay, so tables, you have to know where your x and y are located. So x is the left, y is the right in vertical tables, or else x is the top, y is the bottom. Okay, so when I look here, I'm looking at my x values. That's all we care about, x, x, x. Okay, x value, none of them repeat. That makes it a function. When I look at this one, looking at each x value, I don't care about those y's. I don't care. Okay, it's just about the x values. None of them repeat. That's why it is a function. Okay, each x value is associated with only one y value. But when I look at my not function, so I look at my x values, and if I look here, I see, oh no, the 5 repeats. 5 is connected to 0 and -8. That is a big no, not going to work. Okay, if we look at this x here, notice all of the x's are the same. -2 repeats. Oh, sorry, my writing's all crazy right there. -2 repeats, so this is not a function. Each of our x values has more than one y value. Okay, so tables and graphs. Remember, tables are ordered pairs, just organized a little differently for us. Okay, x cannot repeat, x cannot repeat. So what does that look like in a mapping? Okay, if you haven't seen mappings before, mappings just represent ordered pairs. They're just a little bit different organization. It's a really cool visual, actually. When you look at a mapping, the left oval is your X values, the right is your Y. So we're going to just label all of these so our brain doesn't have to keep reminding ourselves which one is X, which one is Y. Anytime you're missing labels, you should always add them, okay? And this is what it means. It is literally showing you the connection between the X and the Y. So I go from the left, X, to the Y. So that ordered pair would be 4, 8. This one from 5 to 4, that's my ordered pair, 5, 4. This from 9 to 4 is my ordered pairs. And all I look at is the X value. No X repeats. I don't care that that Y repeats. Remember, it's just about X. When I put in X, I can only have one Y from it. Otherwise, not a function. Okay, let's look at the bottom. 2 to 1, so that's 2, 1. 3 goes to 1, 3, 1. 4 goes to 1, 4, 1. 6 goes to 7. Okay, those are all the ordered pairs. No X repeats. That's why those are functions. X can't repeat. X can't repeat. Okay, each X is associated with only one Y value. So what happens when it's not a function? Okay, let's see. 0 to 0, there's an ordered pair. 0 to 8, there's an order. Oh no, alarm should be going off because right here, 0 repeats. 0 is connected to 2 Y values. Those 2 lines tell me, hey, this has more than one Y. That's illegal. You are not a function at that point. Okay. All right, let's look at the last one. So I have 3 connects to 6. I have 4 to 4. I have 6 to 4. I have 6. Oh no, alarm! I just said another 6. That repeats. That makes it not a function. Each X has more than one Y. Okay, let's look at graphs. So just keep in mind, one way to look is if you see any X with more than one line, that tells you it repeats. So looking at those lines, but you could always make the list of the ordered pairs and see. Okay, the last one is our graphs, looking at graphs and what this means. We have this vertical line test because on a vertical line, if I draw a vertical line, pretend that that's super straight. Anywhere on this vertical line, the X value is the same, right? So right here, that would be -3 something. Up here, it's -3 something. At a point here, it's -3 something. That's not 0, sorry, that's just something, okay? Anywhere on that. So if this vertical line crosses my graph more than once, it is not a function, right? It is not a function if it crosses it more than once, okay? And I can draw that line multiple times, just testing, and it should only hit the graph at one location. So I'm going to tell myself, line hits graph at one point. That's how I verify that the X doesn't repeat. So if I look at it again, whoa, that's a really bad line. Okay, straight lines, just checking, it's only hitting once. That tells me no X repeats. So each X value is associated with only one Y value, okay? So let's look again. Not function, not function. If I do my vertical line test, look right here, it hits twice. If I were to write the ordered pair for this, this is -1 and let's say 1.5. This one is -1, -2. My X values repeat, -1 repeats. That's what the vertical line test is showing you, right? If I drew it over here, these two have the same X value, okay? So if I look at the right one, you might think like, well, here it only hits once on the right, but I have to look at the whole graph and the whole graph over here. If I draw my line right here, look, those X's are the same. If I wrote the ordered pair, that'd be -2 and let's say, I don't know, 1.5 maybe. This one, let's say -2, -1. My x values are the same, but the y's are different. That makes it not a function, okay? Not a function. So the x values have more than 1 y. All right, that is our definition, because we have to have definitions so mathematicians know what we're talking about when we get together, that we're not just all making up different stuff. So a function is a relationship where the x value is associated with only one y value. It can only have one y. It can't hang out with multiple y's.